Hello besties, welcome to another video. I hope you're having such a blessed day. If you're new here, hello, my name is Kaya. I'm so glad you're here. Make sure to hit the subscribe button just to see more book content and also some content about Jesus in the future. Anyways, let's get into my February reading wrap up and my March TBR. In the month of February, I actually ended up reading 3 books. If you saw my last video, I wanted to read an abundantly amount of books, and that did not happen. I am in my senior year of college, which is crazy, and in my last semester, and down to the last half of my very last semester in college, and I worked too a lot, and so I just did not read as much as I wanted to, but I also realized this last month that I'm most definitely a mood reader. And I feel like I've been a mood reader for like such a long time, but I've never actually just fully accepted it till this last month when I'm like, wow, I did not want to read any of these books that I put on my TBR. Like, I just was not in the mood for them. And yeah, so, anyways, read 3 books. They were great books, besides one of them. I might get some hate for that one. Guys, I'm so scared to tell you the one that I did not like. So, here are the 3 books that I read in February. The first book that I read in the month of February was The Walrus by Abby Jimenez. This was an early release for the free picks that I did not know you could have if you have Amazon Prime. Thank you, Mom. Shout out for my mom. She's going to be a sponsor for this video because she got me this book. Because she has Amazon Prime and had no idea either, so I've been kind of taking advantage of that. But guys, I'm having so much fun. So I didn't know that you could get a free book every month if you had Amazon Prime. So I got The Walrus by Abby Jimenez, read it, rated it a whopping 5 stars. It was a really good book. And this was my very first Abby Jimenez book, and I loved it. I thought the story was really short and sweet, but it all came together, I feel like, in a full circle, and I loved it. I loved the relationship between the 2 characters and like the story. I thought it was really cute. Now, the second book that I read in the month of February. Guys, I'm so scared because this is such a loved book on TikTok, and I hated it. But I'm gonna give it some grace. It was Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I rated it between like a 3.5 stars. I just did not like it. I don't know if maybe it's because I decided to try to read it all in one day because it was due back at the library, and then I had to rush to get it to the library, and that was a thing of itself. But yeah, I hated it, honestly. But with the grace of my heart, I'm actually gonna do a reread later this year. Even though I hated it, I'm gonna give it another shot. Which I'm also excited for because I think I'm also maybe gonna try maybe not listening to the audiobook because I did also listen to the audiobook when I read it, so I don't know if maybe like that had something to do with it. But yeah, I rated it a whopping 3.5 stars. Hated it. Gonna give it another reread. Let's move on to the last book I read because I am obsessed. Woo! I read The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston and rated it a whopping 5 stars on Fable and Goodreads, but in my heart it will forever get infinity or a 6 star. I love this book. You guys, it was so Taylor Swift coded. I loved it. I loved the storyline. And if you haven't read it, please do. I'm not gonna put any spoilers for this one, but I really did love Iwan and Clementine's love story, the time gap, and just kind of that. But I also really loved just seeing the representation of grief and how losing somebody really close to you can like really like affect you, but like just like seeing Clementine's journey with her grief in this story too was really beautiful, honestly, and it was written really beautifully. And even like the entire book, like the way that Ashley Poston writes, it's just entirely beautiful. And I really want to read The Dead Romantics now, and that's kind of the next one I want to read from her, which I'm really excited for. But yeah, and this book had me giggling, kicking my feet, like I loved it. And it also too, just like the end, when you get to the end, the last page, it really truly like gives you just almost like for me, I guess, like I got a sense of like looking at life in a different perspective the way that Clementine does and discovers at the end of the book. Like I'm just like, wow, like that's crazy. And it honestly too was like really reassuring for me to even read that. And I guess like the timing that I read it too, just because I'm in a point of my life where obviously I'm about to graduate college and I'm trying to look for a job, and I've been really hard on myself because I haven't really had any luck, but I also know I have time. But I also want to do something that I love and not work a job that I'm going to hate just to be able to pay my bills and to live the life that I want. Like I don't want that. And I feel like this book truly like has that theme, and the lesson learned from Clementine really like helped me truly in my heart, like a sense of like relief and a sense of like purpose, I guess, and just like seeing what she went through and like the lesson at the end of the book. Like I just feel like for me, like I really loved it, and that really did too help this book really become one of my Roman Empire books. So just because of that, and I really loved it. And if you haven't read it, like please do. It was so good. Guys, I'm being realistic for the month of March, and I only picked out a little handful of books that are on my TBR, so I have some wiggle room to read what I want since I am a mood reader. Starting off strong, I am currently reading A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. And this is my first time reading Actar, and this is the third book in the series, so I'm so excited. Currently only 10% into it, and I can already see it being another 5-star, just like A Court of Mist and Fury was for me. So yeah, that is a book that is kind of rolling over a little bit from February into March that I'm going to be finishing this month. The second book on my March TBR is A Court of Frost and Starlight. This is the fourth book in the Actar series, but also the little novella. I've honestly heard mixed reviews, but I've seen on TikTok that you get both Farah's POV and Rastan's, which makes me really excited for the cute, sweet little Christmassy kind of like novella. So I'm super excited to read it. And yeah. Then if you are new here, I'm reading Harry Potter for the first time.
Nice.
And last month on my TBR, I put Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and I never read it. So I'm moving that over to the month of March, and I'm really going to prioritize that book because I really want to finish the Harry Potter series. That's kind of one of my goals in 2025, is to finish a lot of the series that I'm reading right now before I start any other ones. And that is one I'm in the middle of. So yeah, I want to read and finish that book this month. My next book for March is actually a book that I was supposed to read for a online book club that I'm in that I never got to, and it is Funny Story by Emily Henry. I've never read Emily Henry before, but I'm super excited to read this book, and it's one I really wanted to get to last month, but I just didn't get to it, obviously, so that is another priority read of the month of March. And lastly, on my TBR is an ARC read, and it is Curses of Lavender, and I am so excited. This is my second ever ARC read. I am super excited to read this, and yeah, I cannot wait to get a review out to you, and definitely recommend it because I've only started a few pages of it, and I am loving it. So I cannot wait to tell you more about it in a later video. But yeah, friends, that is my February reading wrap up and my March TBR. Comment below what books you read in February and what books are on your March TBR because I really want to know. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for watching and supporting me. I love you guys, and I hope you guys have such a blessed day. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.